Welcome back to Soda City Live. Dr. Aaron Bishop knows what it means to be a leader. He and his wife, Dr. Jennifer Bishop, are very active and engaged in the community, and they aim to build up a new generation of leaders through their organization, Rare Leaders, and now their publishing company, Bishop Speaks. And this weekend, Dr. Aaron Bishop will be releasing a new book entitled For Such a Time as This, which will serve as a guide for current and aspiring leaders. Can't wait to check it out. Thank you so much, Dr. Bishop, for joining me today to talk about this book release. Congratulations, first and foremost, on publishing a book. It sounds like it is going to be fantastic, and a guide to equip leaders for such a time as this, as you mentioned, because I'm certain in your view, and perhaps you can expand on this, it seems to be a time perhaps when we are lacking some leaders.
Absolutely, and congratulations to your book release as well.
Well, thank you.
Feels good to talk from one author to another.
Yeah, that's right.
The hinge or the cornerstone of this book comes from about 60 years ago when Dr. Martin Luther King said these famous words, right? I have a dream, or free at last, free at last. Mm-hmm. There's also a quote where he said, we are faced with the fierce fact that tomorrow is today. And we're confronted with the reality that the urgency of now is upon us. And that's what I'm dealing with as a leader, and many leaders, that we need more leaders. We need to grow leaders because the urgency of now requires leadership to step to the forefront.
Yeah, well, and so this book is kind of a culmination of that and giving different leadership tips. And what are some of the big takeaways that people are going to get out of this book?
Well, the first thing I want to tell everybody is that every chapter starts off with the word become. And in your becoming of life and answering the call for such a time as this, or the urgency of now, everyone must become something. And what I'm challenging people to do is not just become leaders, but transformational leaders. And we all know the word become is associated with the word income. Whatever income you want, you better become something first.
Right, yeah. That's like the first step. And
Yes.
because it won't follow until you're ready to receive that. And you know, and sometimes people come into success very early and maybe they're not mature enough, they're not ready, and next thing you know, success just goes as quickly as it came.
And it happened to Dr. King.
Yeah.
And many of these leaders, they had to go through something to become something, right? And Dr. King at the age of 25 is about to be almost drafted, just pushed into leadership to lead the Boyce boycott. And he was only 25 years old. And scientific study shows that the prefrontal cortex doesn't develop until you turn 25, which means he was just getting into a sense of awareness of who he was. And he was on the edge or becoming the agent of his own change. And so many leaders I've studied through my 3 years of research with organizational leadership, they had those moments. And what I'm challenging those leaders to do is have that moment where they become transformed and they become transformational leaders. This book is not just about leaders, it's about implementers, thinkers, and creators who want to just really be a part of their community and have a stronger impact.
Man, so just really inspiring when you think of that whole idea of transforming and becoming. Did you find yourself through this process of becoming an author, did you find that you yourself were being transformed in different ways?
Absolutely, right, because it is also a testament to my own self-discovery. And the opening of this book talks about something called self-aware leadership. Everyone must have this self-awareness, which becomes the agency of your life, the way you control your emotions. Because if you want to let teamwork make the dream work, don't be the one that dissolves the team because of your attitude. And so I'm hoping people will take advantage of this because I'm looking to be in a place to develop rare leaders. So on June 23rd at 5:30 to 7 p.m. at Starbucks, 2509 Forest Drive, the Starbucks right beside Providence Hospital, right next door to the old Gonsley Gardens. I'll be there accepting people and hugging on people and encouraging people.
Oh, awesome. That is great. Congratulations.